Oh my gosh, look who's next. Good old Liara Tisoni. Now, if you've watched any kind of ranking video, you obviously know where Liara goes because everybody has put her in the same exact area. So, like, right off the bat, I am going to just go ahead and throw her up there in S tier. There's plenty of reasons why. Yes, she was my main romance. Whose wasn't she? Whose wasn't she? I know I'm not the only one, man. Anybody who's playing Male Shep most definitely romanced Liara. If not Liara, then it was freaking Tally over here. But for the most part, people went for Liara. Um, she's a really likable character. You know what I'm saying? She's never annoying you. She's always helpful, always there to help out anybody on the ship. She comes off as like that kind of innocent alien in Mass Effect 1 who is also kind of very useful to the plot of the story because for one, she knows a lot about Protheans. And also another thing, she's obviously Matriarch Benezia's daughter. So she is like super important to the story. The thing is, I feel like you probably wouldn't get that same feeling if you were playing FemShep, because then you wouldn't have those same feelings that I have for her. um, but she's just a likable character, man. She's super helpful. She has that whole moment with Shepard towards the end, and oh my freaking gosh, if you try to tell me any character in Mass Effect 3 has a better moment with Shepard than Liara did, with that whole thing of them joining their minds together, and it's like a reverse black hole, or I guess it's like more of like an eclipse or whatever. But that moment to me was one of the most beautiful scenes in gaming history. Like seriously, it was. I was just like, bro, like how could you not pick Liara? How could you not? That's just how I felt about her. She's just an amazing character. I love her character so freaking much. um Oh yeah, and she's also the one who did kind of save Shepard. She's been looking for him the whole time. Her whole thing is a shadow broker as well. I love that like character development for her. Just seeing her go from being just kind of this like scientist who studies Prothean artifacts to being this woman in control of like secret operations and being one of the people who save the universe or the galaxy. Yeah, it's just like you can't go wrong with Liara. So she deserves to be up there in S tier. Now, the way I'm doing this is I'm gonna assume that this is like actual Shepard. I don't know who this would be, and then I'm gonna assume this is clone Shepard. And the only reason I think this is a clone Shep because he's wearing the Mass Effect 1 armor. That's literally it. So unless it's just be Fem Shep and Male Shep, but at the same time I don't feel like they have much of a difference, you know what I'm saying? So Shepard, in my opinion, the way I play Shepard, I think Shepard let me just put him at A tier. I'm gonna put Shepard at A tier. The only reason I'm putting him at A tier is because I don't want to. It's basically me. It's how I think I did in the story, and I think Shepard did pretty okay. However, Shepard does not deserve to be an S tier for multiple reasons. One reason, she's not up here yet, but I did fail to save Miranda. Miranda did die in my Mass Effect 3 playthrough, unfortunately, because I think I just forgot to warn her about something. I don't know what, but I forgot to say something or do something for her, and it cost her her life, and then she died. So that kind of ticks off points. Another thing is, with Anderson, I got him killed in the ending. Like, he just kind of gets shot by the Elusive Man. And I'm pretty sure I could have just saved him if I went for the choice, the Renegade choice that they gave me. And it's just, it weighs heavily on me because I know he gives like some kind of speech or something, and I'm just mad that I never got to hear it. So that's why I think. Oh, and also we can also add another person, Captain Kirahe. Yeah, I didn't know I can save him in Mass Effect 1. I thought he was just gonna die regardless, but apparently no. He had a way of surviving and then making it to Mass Effect 3. And I didn't know that, so he also died. And then yeah, we can also include the majority of the Normandy crew, like Kelly, and like anybody else who died because I chose to do another mission with Legion instead of just going straight for the collector base. Which is why I think my Shepard doesn't deserve to be at S tier. but I still think I made a good bit of choices that were good. So A tier is good enough for me. I think I deserve A tier. Moving on, we have Morinth. That's her name. I don't really know what to say about her, man. I mean, like, she's just kind of there. I know you can, like, switch her out for Samara. Like, they can, like, she'll take on her identity. And I was just like, bro, are you serious? That's pretty cool. But apparently she doesn't even do much in Mass Effect 3. I think she actually ends up dying, like, off camera in Mass Effect 3. So it doesn't even feel like your choices really matter. That is one thing that I don't really like about a character. Oh, grab it. I missed it. I'm, like, eating chocolate because my blender broke. So I have to, like, eat the chocolate instead of blending it. So yeah, Morden is kind of just there. Even though, yeah, I do like the premise of her pretty much replacing a character entirely. Apparently she doesn't do much, so I don't really think she deserves to be anywhere higher than D tier. So I'll just keep her at D tier, I guess. Speaking of chocolate. No, I'm gonna stop. There are many good things about Anderson here. Anderson, he is like Shepard's father. He's his mentor. He wants Shepard to be everything that he couldn't be, like a Spectre, a good leader of the Normandy and whatnot, just like able to help others. And he'll always walk Shepard through like everything that he needs help with. And I love that. He's always sticking by Shepard's side because he truly believes that Shepard is the one, you know? Kind of like just, he's going to be better than Anderson, you know what I'm saying? He's also voiced by freaking Keith David. And I love that. I love Keith David so much. So hearing Keith David's voice come out of his mouth while he gives me inspiration, one of the best things ever. Dude never switches up. I can't lie to you. Yeah. Anderson's getting S tier. Again, bro, he's just always there for you. Always on Shepard's side no matter what. So he definitely deserves to be up in S tier. I wish I got a better conclusion with him. Wish I got that little talk with him and Shepard, whatever it was. Unfortunately, he just kind of got shot and that was it. But that's on me, not his character. So, yeah, I'm going to keep him up in S tier right there. R.I.P., bro. So, I mean, yeah. This could very well just be Fem Shep and Male Shep. But I'm going to just assume this is a Shepard clone, right? And I'm going to go ahead and put Shepard clone at D tier. Right next to his girl right here. Mainly because he comes out of nowhere. And, like, yeah, he's kind of cool. But he is just kind of there the whole time that you're doing all this stuff between Cerberus. I mean, I guess it's been 6 months between Mass Effect 2 and 3. But it's kind of weird how he just kind of shows up. And he just kind of just has this hatred for Shepard rather than like, oh, I don't know. Wanting to understand what it's like to be human from Shepard. I get that he's also kind of like an infant-minded person. In the sense that because he's a clone, he was like, you know, tank bred and all that stuff. He'd have a chance to develop himself into his own person. So he was kind of taken advantage of by this woman to be who he was. I get that, but still, he kind of comes off more as like a baby than like an actual foe. He also dies no matter what you do in that like choice where like you choose to try to grab his hand or let him fall. I don't know. I mean it probably would have been cool to like have like a Shepard clone like squad mate that would just kind of roll around with you. That'd be kind of goofy. But I mean, yeah, we'll keep him there. We'll keep Shepard clone there. And we just have like kind of half a list. So I'm gonna end this bit here and then I'm gonna continue it in a few minutes. Continuing our list, we have none other than James Vega. Now, I said that I like James. I really did. I actually do like James. I actually didn't know he was voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. But now that I'm hearing it, now that I'm being told it, I hear it in his voice. You know, he does sound kind of like Freddy in like Kanan Jarrus. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear it now. Um, I will say that James is actually a really likable character. I think he's more liked than people give him credit for. Like a lot of people hate James because he kind of comes off as just like a meathead. Like, oh, bro, I'm just a soldier, bro. I work out, bro. Chica, Latino. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Like, people give him that kind of like disrespect, but I'm like, bro, he actually is like a pretty cool character. I like him. He just feels different, and I think the thing that I like the most about him is how human he feels, which is weird to say because of how many humans are actually on here, but he genuinely feels like an actual human being if a human being was to be in Mass Effect. Like, I don't know. He doesn't use biotics. Again, he is a full-on human being. He's literally just a soldier. So right then and there, he has more humanity to him than like someone like James or Caden, who's still like on the list here. I don't know. He also looks to Shepard kind of like as like a mentor and someone who he gets advice for when it comes to joining like the N7 program. I do like him though. He has a lot of comedy to him. He's really friendly, really cool. There's not really anything negative I can say about him. Like I don't remember anything that I really disliked about him, like at all. That one, what was it like? I don't even remember how many, like 184 push-up or pull-ups that I had to do. Absolutely hated it, but it was still cool to have in the game, nevertheless. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him at B tier. I'm gonna put him at B tier. He's not a bad character at all. But of course, yeah. Again, he is only in it for like the third game. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of just comes out of nowhere in the third game too. He's just like, oh yeah, I know who you are. You know, you're obviously James Vega. You work with us and all that stuff. But it's like, wasn't Shepard in prison for like 6 months? How did he get to know James? Like, bro. Next up we have Javik. Now, Javik really grew on me. Seriously. Javik is a pretty likable character. I love his voice. I love his like background and like his story. He also goes from kind of like, obviously he's like the man at a time, the Captain America, getting accustomed to the new world and whatnot. But he still has like a lot of knowledge that he kind of bestows upon Shepard and everybody in the crew, including Liara. It sucks that he is DLC, but like even as a DLC character, he just adds so much to Liara as well as a character. You know, like finding out that like the Asari didn't actually have gods, but they turned out to actually be Protheans. One specific Prothean, at least, that was kind of just like gifting them stuff and whatnot. Javik is really important as well towards the whole thing about the Reapers, which again is really weird why he's DLC, man. Like I don't get why he's DLC if he's that important to the story. Like he seems like he'd be an imperative character in Mass Effect 3, which is why like I think he is like definitely really important to have on your team in most situations. I do think he deserves to be A tier. I mean, yeah, we'll put him like just anywhere. He definitely deserves to be A tier, in my opinion, and that's just because I don't know, man. He's just so wise. And yeah, he starts off as like kind of an a-hole, but like he comes around and like it's like he's kind of leaving it up to Shepard to do what his people couldn't, and that's like ending the Reapers. So I don't know, man. Like he's just a likable character. He's cool. Next up is her. Now I forgot her name because she's only in one DLC, and she literally gets clapped. God dang. How do I even rank her? I do like her character. I like that she's kind of the first female Turian that we see in the game. She's kind of supposed to be like a good version of Arya. You know, she doing more of, like, the morally correct stuff, while Arya does more of, like, the smart strategic stuff, and I get it. But, like, you know, she's not really in it that long, you know? Like, she's not really a part of the series or the story as long as I wish she would. Like, I really didn't like that they did kill her off, because, again, she was, like, one of the only female Krogan, or female Turians that you see. So to kill her off felt kind of wrong to do. But we're going to say she goes... Or we'll put her at C tier. Yeah, I'll put her at C tier. I don't know who this is. Is this Samara's daughter? This is either Samara's daughter, Liara's assistant. Not her... Well, maybe her mom as well. I don't know who this is. I don't know any other Asari. Ma'am, I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea who you are. You're not Matriarch Benezia, because... Well, she's not even on this list. But this is not Benezia. I have no idea. I'm gonna put you in don't remember part. Sorry. Nihilus. This is weird to even put him on the list, man. And her as well. Nihilus more so, though. And that's only because he's only in the first mission before he gets killed. Nihilus came off as a pretty cool dude, though. I'd say. But I don't know, man. I mean, we'll give him like a D tier. He's not an F tier. He's not a terrible character. Well, maybe we'll put him at C tier. He's not a terrible character, but, like, again, he's not in the story long before he dies. Like, literally, he gets, like, one cutscene talking to Shepard, and then he's talking to Saren, and then he gets domed in the back of the head, and that's it. I don't know, man. Sorry, Nihilus. I really should rate you higher, but I can't, because I don't know enough about you. I really don't. Your name's like Wong something, right? Hold on, let me look it up real quick. She's a reporter, if I remember. Emily Wong? Yeah, Emily Wong. Okay. Now, Emily Wong is what this woman wishes she was. Emily Wong is a likable reporter. I think she was only in Mass Effect 1, though. But I was curious as to where she went, right? And, like, when I looked it up, it turned out that, like, that Mass Effect decided to kill her off on a Twitter post. Like, apparently she was, like, part of the real world and she tweeted something and then she died or whatever. That was it for a character, by the way. That was completely it. She doesn't show up in Mass Effect 3. I don't know even know if they, like, mention her dying in Mass Effect 3, but I don't remember if she was in Mass Effect 2. She dies and that's it. She was a likable character, and I don't know why they decided to just off-screen kill her. Not even off-screen kill her, just off-game kill her. It just felt weird. I'm going to put her at C tier, and the only reason why is because we don't get enough for her. Alright, you know what, man, we'll just put her at D tier. No, because D tier feels like I hate her character, and I don't hate her character, just I wish they did more with it. Oh my god. This is gonna be the one that kills me, man. I'm finna get copyright striked. I'm finna get reported for, I don't know, every offense under the sun, man. Let me break it down. I already broke it down when I was rating Edie, right? But I told y'all. Please hear me out, okay? Please hear me out. Just listen to what I have to say first. Tali, okay? Tali is like the little sister of the team, especially in Mass Effect 1. When you first meet Tali, she's getting ambushed by some of Saren's men. You save her, bring her on board with the Normandy crew, and then, you know, you take her around with you throughout all of Mass Effect 1. Cool. Me personally, once I recruited her, I don't even know if I really knew where to find her, because she was just so off from the rest of the group, and I hardly ever used her. Okay? Because I was so busy using Liara and Rex. And sometimes Garrus as well. Alright? I know I should have used her more. That's on me. Unfortunately, again, I breezed through Mass Effect 1 really fast. And unfortunately, as well, that is when you get Tali the fastest. Like, that's when you're going to have her for the majority of the story. You get to Mass Effect 2... The elusive gives you a list of people to recruit. You recruit those like 3 or 4 people. Now they're on your team. You go ahead and do a mission. That all takes about like 2 hours, 2-3 hours about. And then you finally get your list of your next group of people. Amongst that next group is going to be Tally. You go ahead and do a mission for her. She's joined up with you, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, Tally is one of the big romance options for male Sheps, along with Liara. Thing is, because I chose Liara as my romance, I didn't get that much time connecting with Tally that I feel like I probably would have. That would push my opinion on her more. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't romance her, I didn't have that strong bond that a lot of people had with her, and that kind of diminishes our friendship or our ship that we have to going on together, right? Yeah, she survived Mass Effect 2, of course, cool. We get on to Mass Effect 3, right? We don't even get to see Tally. I ended up doing the Citadel DLC, right? Because it came up, and I was like, let's check it out, because I didn't realize it was even going to be like this full-fledged DLC. Went to Anderson's apartment, boom, started the DLC. Unfortunately, I did all that before I actually got to doing anything between the Quarians and the Geth, which means that Tally, unfortunately, could not join me for that part. So that was just another part that I missed out on gameplay-wise of her. So we're continuing all that. I had already done the Tachanka stuff, the Citadel attack I think I did as well, doing, all this stuff already. And then, boom, here we go, finally handling the Geth and the Quarians. And it's like, really, bro? Like, all that time? And we just now get to getting with Tally? Like, it just felt weird to me how long it took for us to actually get this OG back on our team. Not even back on our team. That was like the first time that we even seen Tally in Mass Effect 3. And it just felt weird, bro. Because it's like, she should have more time, I feel like. Tally's character is interesting. She kind of takes over where her father left off in Mass Effect 2, in Mass Effect 3. I mean, I don't really know where to place her, man. I don't dislike her character, but like it kind of feels like I don't get that much from her. Like, she's interesting, but like that's kind of it. I feel like, yeah, if I had romanced her, I'd feel a lot more different about her character. But I don't think there's ever even a time where I was really interested in her either. Like, she's obviously really important to the Geth in Quarian War. She's kind of at opposites with Legion. But that's just another reason why I'm not as attached to her, because I've just been choosing Legion's side and this stuff because I've understood what Legion's going through. And it's weird that Tally couldn't say that kind of stuff until towards the end, where Legion gave up his life to kind of free all the other Geth from that control. I am going to put I'm gonna put Tally in A. I'm tempted to put in her B tier. I really am. I'm gonna put her in A tier though, because I feel like there's stuff that I'm missing on her. Maybe I just didn't understand her story enough. That's probably on me. And please don't report my channel. Next up, okay. This can either be one of 2 people. I'm assuming though that it is the second person because of the glowing lights. This is wait, hold on. I remember his name. See, this dude, he actually had a lot of potential. Please. Hurry. What's his name? Who is? But who is the Reaper? Harbinger, that's his name. Okay. Now look. I absolutely loved Sovereign. I also did love Harbinger, though, a lot more. And I love the little twist at the end of Mass Effect 2 where it's revealed that, well, Harbinger was this whole time a Reaper and not actually that collector that was in charge. Harbinger is a pretty decent villain, honestly. I actually really liked him a lot in Mass Effect 2. It felt good being able to fight another Reaper. I was hoping they'd go down that approach in Mass Effect 3. or if anything, let us finish the fight with Harbinger. But the thing is, right, despite the fact that he obviously lives through Mass Effect 2 no matter what, there's no choice to kill Harbinger in Mass Effect 2. Unfortunately, he doesn't show up for like any of Mass Effect 2 unless we get towards the very end, which I think this is where this picture was taken from. But towards the end, when you're like doing that final run towards like the Citadel thingy, they mention that Harbinger's there, and I think you actually see these lights. And that's literally all you see of Harbinger. Like, there's no final fight with him. No, I don't even think he talks in Mass Effect 3. But that's literally it from him. And I was just kind of disappointed with that. He was really cool in Mass Effect 2. I loved his voice. You know, whenever he would take control of a collector, it was really cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. They could have really made him like the true villain in Mass Effect 3. And they still could have gone with the ending and it would have worked, honestly. I'm going to put him at... I'm going to put him at B tier. I mean, I might put him at A tier. I'm going to put him at B tier, though. I'm actually going to put him at B tier. If Sovereign was here, I might have put Sovereign at A tier, just because Sovereign, I feel like, came closest to destroying the Citadel. And just about destroying everybody. You know, he kind of got his hands dirty, unlike Sovereign. I mean, not unlike Sovereign. Unlike Harbinger, who just controlled armies of collectors instead. And then refused to use them ever again, as if he just kind of ran out of his supply of collectors. But, are these just collectors? I don't know, man. I mean, D tier, and the only reason why I'm going to say D tier is just because they're, like, grunts. Why would I... Unless this is supposed to be Harbinger and this is supposed to be Sovereign? We can put it that way, actually, if we want to. If we're putting it that way, right? I'm going to put Harbinger at B. There's no other Reapers here. So then we're going to put Sovereign at A tier. Because I like that Sovereign was like pulling the strings the whole time. Even though I'm pretty sure these lights imply that this is indeed Harbinger. We're just going to say this is Sovereign though. But Sovereign, I like Sovereign because, yeah, he got his hands dirty. Yeah, he used Saren and, like, you know, Saren was like the main guy we're going after, but it turns out he wasn't actually the main guy. Sovereign was. We thought Sovereign was just literally a ship, but it turns out Sovereign was like this sentient being who was actually controlling everybody the whole time. Yada, yada, yada. He leads an attack on the Citadel with like a bunch of Geth. He starts ripping through ships. And, you know, just felt badass. Really, he did. Like, Harbinger felt badass too, but, like, you know, he wasn't one to, like, get all up in the mix and start fighting, which I think definitely makes him lose some points. So, yeah. Next up is... Oh my god, what's her names? Fitzsimmons, of course, yeah. Next up is Fitzsimmons. Leopold Fitz and Gemma Simmons. We're going to put them at A tier, because I actually do like their dynamic. I know it's not Gemma and Fitz. But, okay, Gabby and... I forgot your name, bruv. I'm sorry. But, I like their dynamic. I don't know, man. They just definitely did remind me of Fitzsimmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's why I like them that much. I wonder if they got inspiration from them. But there was just something about them I just really loved. And, like, they were a comedic duo. I like that they were always kind of fond of Shepard and looking up to Shepard. Unfortunately, Gabby did die in my playthrough Mass Effect 2, because, again, I chose to hold off a little bit. And it cost half of my crew's life. So he was kind of by himself in Mass Effect 3. After I got him out of prison for helping out Cerberus, or, you know, interacting or working with Cerberus, I freed him. But he was kind of just in a gloomy state because Gabby was gone, which of course makes sense. It was really kind of sad, and I felt really bad that I did get her killed, but I couldn't go back and save her. If I really, really wanted to, I definitely would, but, you know, it is what it is. So, R.I.P. Gabby. But they're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the homie Rex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna put it right here. I might put him like right here. I put him all the way at the front and shit. Cause, you know, he be like that. He's a freaking god, and I love him so much. Rex, when I started off, it's so weird. So I'm trying to figure out when I first initially was like, yeah, Rex is my favorite person in Mass Effect ever. It was definitely somewhere around Mass Effect 1. Because I remember that whole part of me on Vermeer getting that option to shoot him. I was just like, why would I do that? He definitely came around. I don't know how, but like something about him was just so likable. Maybe it was just like his nonchalantness and just his like, yeah, let's just destroy stuff. Let's not talk, just kill. Something about that I really liked about his character. Yeah, he's kind of just like the dangerous member of the crew in Mass Effect 1. It's like, do I really even trust bringing this guy on board? As opposed to like an ex-cop, a scientist, a Quarian researcher, and then like a couple of like Alliance soldiers, you know what I'm saying? He definitely felt like the oddball out, but he definitely showed out and proved why he deserved to be a part of the Normandy crew and the Normandy family. He has like this huge character arc from just being a mercenary to being the chief of Clan Erdnot, which eventually is kind of just the rulers of Tuchanka and all the Krogan people. He does everything he can to basically make sure the Krogans come out on top of the genophage illness that they're suffering from. He's always a homie to Shepard, no matter what. Of course, yeah, you have that alternate ending where you betray not just even Rex, but Mordin as well. You have that ending where you do that. But and no sane person does that purposely or accidentally. Rex is just kind of like your ride or die homie no matter what. He'll always be there for you. He's just one of those characters that you can't. When you think of Mass Effect, yeah, you'll think of Liara, you'll think of Shepard, you'll think of maybe even Garrus, but you'll always think of Rex, and I love that. He's just one of the best characters in gaming history. Man, oh man, we're getting like a nice. Oh my goodness, look at this cast. This is a set right here. Next up is Thane. I'm gonna say Thane is an S tier. Thane. Oh my gosh, man, Thane was one of my favorite characters in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. He's just this really deadly assassin. This Drell, who by the way is like the first Drell that we meet. He's a deadly assassin. I wouldn't say he ever really has remorse. He goes on like this whole thing of saying, oh, I'm not responsible for the people I kill because I'm just kind of a weapon for the people who hire me. Technically, they're the ones who kill. And, he's still kind of battling that conflict, especially once he comes into contact with his son, or at least finding out that his son has followed in the footsteps of him and has decided to be a killer, much like Thane himself. And it's at that point where I think Thane fully comes around and he's like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, like, even like when you first meet him, it's revealed that he's actually dying slowly. But you realize that Thane doesn't want to go out with an impression that bestows upon his son saying that, yeah, you know what, just go ahead and start killing people. Like, he doesn't want that for his son. He wants his son to be better than him. And I appreciate that a lot. Of course, I helped out in that, and it was just a really moving mission. We do get to Mass Effect 3, where Thane is reaching the end of his life. He's saying that, I could have like months or years, but I could also have weeks or days. It's really unpredictable what the illness could do to him, or when it could do it to him, but, yeah. He's obviously on death's bed, reaching the end of his life, but he's less regretful. And when Kaidan, because I chose Kaidan again, when Kaidan is injured by the robot, Thane is actually there at the hospital saying that, because of what him and Shepard have as like a team, he's gonna look after Kaidan and make sure that he's all right. And I was like, yeah, that's really sweet. Thank you so much. It was really nice of you to do that. Yeah, and then unfortunately he ends up giving his life to protect the Solarian councilman, and unfortunately he does die on a deathbed. And I remember that was like the only death in Mass Effect that like genuinely, I don't want to say it disturbed me, but like it made me cry. It made me like actually tear up. You know what I'm saying? That one got to me. Thane was just like a really cool character because yeah, he comes off as just like this cool and quiet assassin, but then you kind of get to know his character more and you figure out why he does what he does and you know what it is that drives him and whatnot. And it's just it is sad, but it's also really beautiful. Also, he's like a femme shep romance, and I can't even imagine how that turns out. Cause I'm pretty sure Thane dies no matter what, so it's kind of messed up to be romancing somebody who will die in the end. But yeah, Thane definitely deserves to be up there. I think he's an amazing written character. Next up, whew. Now see this one also got me because people were like, oh my god, bro, look how low he rated Tali and Garrus. Whole time, bro, I kid you not, Mass Effect 2 and 3 ratings, I put Garrus in like top 2. I kid you not. Garrus was literally second place. And people were still mad. They're like, how dare you not put Garrus number 1? He's literally the homie for life. There's no Shepard without Vicarian or something like that. I'm like, damn, bro, I didn't say he was bad, bro. I just likely are a little bit better, more than a little better. But like, yeah, he's still up there. Garrus, yeah, I'll put him at S tier, man. Jeez, I'll put him at S tier. Oh my gosh, like there's so you meet Garrus. He's like this ex cop or ex what are they called? Sec. CSEC. Yeah, he's like an CSEC, ex-CSEC. But you know, he's tracking down Saren as well, and he's like, you know what, we should work together. And I was like, you know what, sure, bro, might as well join along. You know, we're getting to know him. He's dealing with kind of like his own like internal conflict about morality and how rough you can be with like the enemy and stuff. Shepard has the opportunity to kind of, you know, lead him in the right direction or let him continue to feel this way about certain people. So he does, right? Of course, when we start off Mass Effect 2, Shepard dies. Garrus kind of loses that not inspiration, but like that impression that Shepard was leaving behind for him to be like a good man, you know what I'm saying? Eventually we get our dossier on the famed what do we even call him? Like killer? Famed killer, I guess, Archangel, who's over in Omega just killing countless mercenaries who are trying to kill him and just criminals in general. And it wasn't until I saw a Turian in the window shooting people with a sniper rifle that I was like, there's no way that Garrus has become the Punisher. When I saw him up there sniping people, I was like, this is Garrus, isn't it? Hold on to it. Dude, we get up there, and then we're like, are you Archangel? Dude's like, give me 1 sec real quick. Pops the dude in the head, and he's like, alright, now we can chill. He goes ahead, and he sits up all proper and shit. Takes off his helmet. Yeah, it's me. What's up, Shepard? You know how it is, you know, just another Friday. How you doing, bro? Like, he just want to be so cool. And honestly, Garrus is pretty freaking cool. Garrus is cool. Garrus is, like, super chill. Rex is super, like, hardcore, like, yeah, we're gonna just do anything because we can. Garrus is more like, yeah, I'm gonna do anything because if anybody tells me otherwise, I'm gonna just fight them. It's like, yeah, somebody's probably gonna try to stop me, but I'm probably gonna come out on top. Whereas Rex is nobody's gonna even think to stop me on something. Garrus, though, yeah, he's like kind of just a homie no matter what. And I remember when I did actually recruit Garrus on the team, I was like, thank you, because last thing I need is a bunch of like criminals and Cerberus agents being my like second in command. I don't need that. Having Garrus on the team, the team that we kind of just jumbled together via Cerberus intel, was really, really warming and really reassuring. He's just cool throughout all of Mass Effect, and I love him. Seriously, I do actually love Garrus. All right, I do. So we're going to keep him at S tier. He really does not deserve to be any lower than that. None of these characters honestly do. I know somebody's really livid that Edie is still at A tier. But somebody has to be. Now, Miranda, okay? Miranda is a touchy character, I feel like. Miranda is the poster girl of Mass Effect 2, in my opinion. Even before I even played Mass Effect, I knew who Miranda was. Only reason I knew who she was because everybody talked about how attractive she was. No matter what, everybody's just like, oh my god, bro, Miranda's so hot. Miranda, best girl. If you don't romance Miranda, what's wrong with you? When I met Miranda, I'm not gonna lie to you, maybe it's because I knew or I heard all those things about her that I didn't want to romance her, but she just kind of gave off, like, I don't know, like, stuck up vibes, like that one preppy girl in high school that everybody had a crush on, but like you knew they're kind of bland, low key, so like you weren't really feeling her. That's kind of what kind of energy she gave off to me. Now Miranda, well, that kind of is true. Miranda definitely does have a bit of a like a story arc with her being like all for Cerberus, you know, like kind of like advertising Cerberus to Shepard, talking about why Cerberus is so good, why Cerberus is the best, and why it's actually, you know, trying to help humanity and all that. She eventually kind of has like an arc towards the end of Mass Effect 2 where she, you know, quits Cerberus. She ends up realizing how bad they really were the whole time, and then once she's in Mass Effect 3, she's working solo. You know, she goes to save her sister from her father, who was super abusive, and basically ran a bunch of experiments to make Miranda who she is. I mean, like, she's a good character. I really don't dislike her character. Although, honestly, yeah, Mass Effect 2, I wasn't feeling her at all. Like, really, I don't know. I didn't really use her character that much unless it really counted. Like, unless I was doing, like, anything against Cerberus, I would almost never use Miranda or James. If it felt like something Cerberus related, then I would use them. But other than that, I wouldn't. That's because the next person is literally a better biotic than her. And better character. And better romance in almost every way. I am still mad that I did get her character killed. I never disliked her. Well, I did dislike her. Like I said, I disliked her in Mass Effect 2, but she definitely came around in Mass Effect 3. So it is sad that she did have to pass, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and put her up in... I'll put her in A tier. Not S tier, but A tier. What's next? Oh yes, of course. The better romanceable version of Miranda, Jack. A lot of reasons why I love Jack. Yes, I did romance for Mass Effect 2. For multiple reasons. Yes, she has a bunch of tattoos, and that is a turn-on for me. She's also very, like... I don't know, she gives off a certain energy that I'm attracted to in women. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, something about women who act tough like this. It's kind of attractive. But, yeah, she goes from kind of just being, like, the I don't want to say odd one out again. I feel like I've already said odd one out for somebody. But she's kind of the odd one out in the sense that she's not even up there. Like, once you recruit her, she's not up there with everybody else on the Normandy. She's, like, hanging down, like, at the very bottom level in, like, the hull, like, downstairs underneath the, like, tech room or something. The, like, engineer bay or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She's just kind of, like, by herself, wanting nothing to do with anybody. Jack goes from being like this really closed person who wants nothing to do with anybody to opening up to Shepard if you choose to romance her. And I think it kind of really is important to her story that you do romance her, honestly. I mean, yeah, when you do eventually, I don't want to say cheat on her, because I kind of cheated on her, but like not really cheat on her. When you do get back with whoever it is you're with, or if you choose not to pursue the relationship, it feels bad to like break it off with her, because she goes on talking about how like anybody who she's really been with has kind of just betrayed her, and like she's never really had the ability to trust anybody because everybody who she's interacted with has been trying to use her. Cerberus, one of her ex-boyfriends, people like at those camps that she was, or schools that she was placed in, you know what I'm saying? But around Mass Effect 3, she has this whole arc where, like, now that she's more open around thanks to Shepard, she's like a teacher at Grissom Academy, protecting her students, treating them like they're basically her own children, and I love that because she's basically trying to keep them from becoming what she is. She wants them to be better than her. Um, and I think she does a really good job of that because you see how much they actually care about Jack. Um, and you also see how much of a difference in her character she becomes once you get around to Mass Effect 3 compared to Mass Effect 2. I am going to actually put her, and she was like top 3 for me in my Mass Effect 2 tier list. So she's gonna go S tier, in my opinion. I know, fight me on it. Fight me on it. You'll lose every single time. She literally stomps out like every single one of these characters here. Yeah. I'd say she's a better character than like everybody here. Sorry, Shepard. But yeah. We're down to our last 4. Now, Zaid Masani. I didn't talk about this. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about this when I was recording, but we'll talk about it like as I'm getting into it. It'll be like some Andromeda spoilers. I'll try to see if I remember to mention it. But Zaid Masani himself, okay? He's a pretty good character. He was one of the first characters I recruited, besides obviously Jacob and Miranda in Mass Effect 2. When I first recruited him, I was like, why is this dude going to be a part of my team? He doesn't give off good vibes. And I mean, I was kind of right to trust my instinct because he's kind of like a madman when it comes to getting his revenge on the guy who wronged him. During his loyalty mission, he literally he attempts to sacrifice innocent people so that he's able to catch this guy and kill him. I mean, like, that was the point that I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can bring this guy along. I choose to save the people. Zaid gets mad. He tries to shoot me, if I remember, and then the thing falls on him, and then it's like a choice of whether I can leave him or bring him with me anyways. I chose to bring him with me, but I was still like very, very, very much considering taking him out. But I don't know, man. I mean, he's a likable character. It's just that he just kind of comes off as like a hard ass, and that's it. I don't know. Again, he's also another DLC character, so much like Kasumi, he doesn't have that much content after you've done his loyalty mission, which also made it a lot easier to be sacrificed. He was easier to sacrifice because of that. Which is why... I guess we'll put him in C tier. I feel like we'll get a lot of hate for that, and honestly, justifiably so. And then Andromeda spoiler. I'm gonna say it for like 30 seconds. Yeah, just skip ahead 30 seconds if you want to hear it. Okay, ready? Boom. So like I didn't realize, but as I was playing Mass Effect Andromeda, I was in EOS, and like I was just walking around, fully maxing out stuff. When I came across this guy, his name was something Masani. I was like, why have I heard Masani before? It sounds so freaking familiar. Turns out I looked him up, and it turns out I ran into Zaid Masani's son. I don't know how his son is where he is, considering it's like 500 light years away. Don't know how that makes sense, but yeah. That was just something I found kind of cool. And yeah, it was just kind of weird to see him. But yeah. Alright, we are at our last 3. And I'm seeing a controversial one, a more controversial one, and a less controversial one. So, starting off with Kaidan Alenko. Now, Kaidan's a very weird character for me, for multiple reasons. Same with Ashley. I can probably rate both of them at the same time. So, you start off the game with Kaidan. Kaidan's actually like the one squad mate who's been with you the longest, I'd say. Like, he was there on, I don't remember what planet it was that you started the game on, but he was there with you and Jenkins. Jenkins obviously dies, and it's just you and Kaidan, and then eventually you do find Ashley on that same planet, that same first mission, and that's your team, you know what I'm saying? up until you end up recruiting everybody else. Now, the thing with Caden is, once I got around to getting like all the other like alien characters, I didn't use or talk to Caden for the rest of Mass Effect 1. Like, once I started running Garrus or Liara or Rex, Caden was just off the list. Like, he was never touched. The thing is, though, Ashley, on the other hand, for some reason, I just liked Ashley's set more, so I used her a lot more. Eventually, we did get around to Ashley wanting to be a love interest, but it was just kind of weird when she wanted to be a love interest, because I didn't remember ever reciprocating feelings towards her. And it was just that whole thing between her and Liara. But I told her straight up, like, yeah, bro, I'm not feeling you. I'm just feeling Liara. And she was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, yada, 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 something about alien racism, you know? And that's another thing. Like, I understand it's interesting to have, like, a racist on your team and then kind of change their motive or their, like, ideals on aliens. But, like, I don't know. She just started becoming annoying to me. And honestly, Caden did too around Mass Effect 2. Like, he was just kind of boring in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 2, he became annoying because of the whole thing with hating on me because I joined up with Cerberus. I imagine that if I chose Ashley instead, she would have done the exact same thing, and pretty much their stuff is pretty much parallel, of course. Everything from them getting injured by Edie to being on the Citadel and then, you know, helping you take out Udina, that kind of stuff. Of course, Caden does come along eventually towards the middle part of Mass Effect 3, so I do kind of forgive him. I was like, yeah, you know, we'll say you got better. He wants to be like the next Spectre, and I love that. I love that he wants to kind of continue on from where I left off, be, you know, the next big thing, and like, I'm happy that he's able to be a Spectre. I am. So that's why I don't hate his character anymore. I don't know. I don't hate his character, so I won't rate him low. Ashley's character, though, you know, she was literally only in Mass Effect 1 because I killed her, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rate Caden a B tier, and then we're gonna rate Ashley a C tier. I'd put her in D tier, but I think C tier, because I'm not gonna lie, as weird as it sounds, the whole thing of her being against other aliens does add some kind of like depth to her character. So I do kind of like that she is the way she is. It's just that it didn't sell enough for me because, again, I got her killed. So I didn't get to see how any of that paid off, how it ever concluded on itself or whatnot, and, you know, yeah. Now, last person, Caden was there as a squad mate since the beginning, but Joker was there as a crewmate since the beginning. Joker is there no matter what. If you were flying the Normandy, he will be at the helm. You know, if you're going somewhere, he's going to be the one who's taking you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joker's just always going to be there. He is very important to that of Shepard's missions, because, of course, no pilot is as good as Joker. You know, he wouldn't have gotten through the Omega 4 relay without Joker bobbing and weaving through all of those, like, lasers coming from those collector ships and whatnot. His whole like interaction with Edie, from absolutely hating her and wanting her not to even be part of the ship to eventually caring very deeply about her and pretty much forming a romantic bond with her. I loved that. Him and Shepard are absolute bros. Really, like, just amazing. I really wish... No, actually, I was gonna say I really wish he was like a squad mate, but he's fine where he is. The thing is with him is, unlike somebody like, I don't know, unlike somebody like maybe like Hackett or like any of these guys, is he actually feels like he has an important role to play, and you can interact with him like almost any time. Yeah, you can interact with these guys anytime, but like Joker feels like he's like, I don't know, like you can't have Mass Effect without Joker, because if you do, you're probably going to die a majority of the time. Or you're not going to be interested in the majority of the time, because he brings a lot. He brings a lot of comedy and importance to the story, and a lot of heart to the story. I mean, like, I don't even know why I'm deciding this, or I'm having issues. It even says it on his hat where he belongs, so we're just going to put him up there. Yeah, Joker's an S tier character. Couldn't think of anybody else to fly the Normandy or fly at my side, you know what I'm saying? So, now we're going to try to kind of, like, put these in order. Obviously, Rex deserves to be up top. We're going to bring Liar just a little bit over. Morden, Garrus. I'm going to put Garrus here, actually. Like, right there. These two are kind of tied. Morden right here. No. Actually, well, yeah, we'll put Morden. Put Morden there. Wait, we gotta put. We'll put Joker here. Joker. Okay, we got all of them. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid set. As for this goes, I mean, I guess they have to go last, don't they? I mean, I guess I'll put Shepard at the top then. Why not? We'll put Tally up here just in case. Put Tally up there. Legion right there. Grunt. We'll put Grunt there. Miranda, we'll put her there. Edie, we'll put her right here. Shavik, we'll put you right there. Elusive Man, we'll put you right in between Hackett and Javik. Thank you. And then, yeah, I don't know why this thing is still here, man. I don't know what I'm even gonna do with this guy. We'll just leave him here. You know what I'm saying? Actually, hold on. There we go. That's better. And then between all of these guys, I can't lie to you. Who else is on this list? Who else is in B tier? Let's stay back. Well, I mean, actually, yeah, that seems fair to me. And then when it comes to this list here, I want to give, I'd say, I mean, kind of switch them out. I actually like Kasumi's energy more than anybody else's. She's pretty likable. Nihilus in last is crazy, but I mean, again, bro, he's only in like one mission. We can put her down as well. Actually, let's put that seems fair. Sure, why not? Udina first. Excuse me, man. Back at the bus, please. No, I can't make that joke. I'm not a black woman. I am a black man, but I can't make that joke because, yeah, I'm not gonna make that joke. You know what? Forget I even said it. I don't even know why I said that, man. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy that I said that. BLM. I'm so fucking canceled. Put this shitter right here. I guess we'll do it like that. And then these port guys. I know who you are, but I don't know who you are, man. I'm so mad that I don't. Alright then. But I mean, yeah. That's my list, y'all. That is my list for Mass Effect characters. I'm sure there's a character on here that I am missing. I know there is. There's like a bunch of characters that should be up here that aren't. Any that I can think of. I mean, you know, there's obviously Captain Kirihei isn't on here, but other than that, I can't really think of anybody else. I guess, yeah, you could say like the council. Where'd I put the council? Right here. Maybe even right here. Somewhere in here. Probably actually here. I'm gonna be real with you. Kirihei, though, would probably go A tier or S tier. Who else? Who else is there that's important? Matriarch Benezia, I'm not gonna lie to you, she might have to go B tier for big old Benezias. But that's kind of all I can really think of as far as people go. Jenkins would of course go in S tier, because why not? But yeah, that's gonna be my tier list rating. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess, I don't know, I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Whether it's Andromeda, Witcher, or the new series that I'm starting up. We'll see. But yeah, thank you Mass Effect fans for, enjoying the game with me. And I will see you, or I won't see you, in whatever it is we do next. Bye.